All right, let's talk about a huge, kind of unspoken problem in the world of enterprise automation. We're going to get into why the very tools that are supposed to be saving you time and money are very often doing the exact opposite.
Just picture this for a second. It's Monday morning, you walk in, coffee in hand, ready for the week, only to find out your most critical workflows are completely dead in the water. Why? Because the automation bots all broke over the weekend. Now, this isn't some made-up horror story. For way too many companies using traditional robotic process automation, or RPA, this is just a regular Monday.
And we're not talking about a small hiccup here. According to Ernst & Young, a staggering 30 to 50% of all initial RPA projects just fail outright. That's basically a coin flip on a massive IT investment. But believe it or not, the real story is actually even worse for the projects that are considered a success.
And that gets us to the heart of the problem, what I call the hidden maintenance trap. See, the real, crushing cost of traditional automation isn't what you pay for the software license. Oh, no. It's the never-ending, soul-crushing cycle of fixing what is constantly, inevitably breaking.
I mean, just look at this breakdown. Research from HFS shows that a whopping 75%, 3/4 of an RPA's total cost of ownership goes straight to maintenance and support. The software license? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Your budget isn't funding innovation, it's funding a 24/7 repair crew.
And make no mistake, this is the entire industry's dirty little secret. Half of all projects never make it past the pilot stage. Bots breaking on a weekly basis is just considered normal. And the actual complexity of real business processes makes it almost impossible to scale up. These aren't isolated issues. They're symptoms of a much deeper architectural flaw.
So, what does this all cost? Well, the financial impact is just staggering. A typical 3-year total cost for a single RPA deployment comes in at around 1.4 million euros. That is 560% of what you paid for the software in the first place. The license was, by far, the cheapest part of the deal.
So why? Why does this keep happening? Look, this isn't about bad developers or poor implementation. We're talking about an architectural time bomb that's baked into the very DNA of traditional RPA. It's a system that is, quite literally, mathematically guaranteed to fail.
The root of all this pain is something called coordinate-based screen scraping. It sounds technical, but it's simple. It tells a bot to click on a specific pixel location on the screen. Think of it like telling a blindfolded person to touch a very specific spot on a wall. It has no idea what it's touching, only where.
And this right here, this comparison says it all. Traditional RPA gives a command that is incredibly fragile. Click these exact coordinates. If that button moves even one single pixel to the left, the bot breaks. Agentic AI, on the other hand, gives an instruction based on intent. Find and click the Submit Purchase Order button. It understands the goal, which makes it incredibly resilient.
Now, this fragility builds into what I call the 3 inevitabilities of RPA failure. Number 1, your enterprise systems will update. It's a fact of life. Number 2, their user interfaces will change. It's called progress. And number 3, when you combine those two inevitable truths with a bot that only knows coordinates, well, failure becomes a mathematical certainty.
And this isn't just one bot breaking. It creates a massive cascade failure effect. Your average business workflow touches, 12, maybe 20 different systems? A single broken step, one button moving in one application, can bring the entire interconnected process to a screeching halt.
Okay, so if the old way is so fundamentally broken, what's the fix? Well, this is where the big shift to agentic AI comes in. And let's be clear, this is not just an upgrade. This is a complete replacement of that brittle foundation with a resilient, almost self-healing new architecture. So let's put them side by side. Traditional RPA is coordinate-based. It breaks the second a UI changes. This creates that insane maintenance burden that only IT developers can handle. Agentic AI, it's context-based. It understands what's on the screen, so it adapts automatically. That slashes maintenance costs, and get this, it empowers regular business users to actually build their own automations. So, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. Agentic AI understands the what, the business context. It knows it's looking for a submit button, not just a random collection of pixels at a certain address. This fundamental shift from screen geometry to business logic, that is the entire key. Okay, so this new architecture is cool, it's resilient, we get it, but what does it actually mean for the bottom line, for the business? Well, let's look at the new economics of automation, because this is where things get really, really compelling.
Just check out this head-to-head comparison over 3 years. You can scan the whole thing, but your eye should go to one place, that maintenance and remediation line. With RPA, it's €750,000. With Agentic AI, it plummets to just over 100,000. The total savings are just massive.
That's a 57% reduction in the total cost of ownership. That's not a typo. Over 3 years, that adds up to €800,000 in pure savings. This isn't a small optimization. It's a completely different financial model for automation.
But honestly, the real ROI goes way beyond just saving money. Look at the output. Your IT team, stuck in that maintenance trap with RPA, can maybe build 6 to 8 new automations a year. That same team, when they're freed by Agentic AI, can enable the business to create 60 to 100. That is a 10 to 15 times increase in your company's innovation velocity.
And this represents a massive strategic shift. Your IT department stops being a team of firefighters, constantly putting out the same blazes, and they transform into a team of enablers, empowering the entire organization to build, innovate, and automate safely and at scale.
So all of this brings us to the final and most critical question for your team, because what we've been talking about isn't really a technology choice. No, it's a decision that is going to define your competitive position for years to come.
Just think about this for a moment. Every single quarter, when that new system update rolls out, your competitor's brittle RPA system is going to break. Their operations will grind to a halt while their teams scramble to fix things. But your agentic system, it will just adapt. That difference, that resilience, becomes a competitive advantage that literally gets stronger with every single update.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If you're using traditional RPA, it is going to break. It's not a possibility, it is an architectural inevitability. So the only real question you have to ask yourself is this: when your automation fails, will your competitors?